So by you just buying a ticket tonight, you're helping kids. You're helping kids find a family across our state. I thought, man, if we're going to do this every year, let's do something for kids in our own backyard, right here in our own state. And it's been so special. We give because he first gave to us. Where would any of us be without the gift of God tonight? We surely wouldn't be in this place. Can you imagine? And so tonight, we're going to take this a step further, and we're going to do something historic in here. Because I thought, man, every year, how do we double down on this and do something that impacts this state in an amazing way? And so I want to take a minute, and we're going to get to it in just a minute with a lot more music. I got a few surprises up my sleeve, a few more. And so I'm not going to tell you what that is, of course, but before we do that, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine who's leading the charge. Out of 6 years ago, because of Good Friday, I thought, man, what are we going to do to make a difference? And it started at Good Friday, this movement that we call now for others. And my friend, and finally, I've been looking high and low for the right person to lead this with me. And I want to introduce you, and I want you to make welcome tonight my really good friend, the leader of For Others. This is David Nasser, everybody. Could you say hello?
Coming up next. I'm not. And then I'll come up after that song.
And Lord, take this moment, Good Friday, where we think about the cross and really mimic the gift by taking all the proceeds and doing what you've been doing. And it's amazing that I get to be a part of an organization that wakes up every day and for others and thinks about the plight of the child who's in the foster care system. We have about 425,000 children in America today that don't have a place to call home, don't have a mom and dad who they would consider is permanent in their life. And these kids wake up every day and they think about how there's so much hurt, so much betrayal, so much inconsistency in their life. And I just love that you wake up every day thinking about them.
When I started this, I thought, man, when we had this event, I was like, what can we do to make a difference in every kid right here in the state of Tennessee? And you're about to hear some stories, but you have no idea what just this concert at Good Friday from the past 6 years has done. And it's because of you and because of doing something really special and making a difference in this state and for kids' lives.
Yeah, and so For Others has made a national impact. But since we're in Nashville tonight, and I know people are watching from all around the world, on Facebook, I wanted to tell a Nashville story, if I could. And so there are about 8,000, a little over 8,000 children that are in the foster care system in the state of Tennessee. And I want to talk about one particular young lady who's actually here tonight. And so can I just honor just a hero of mine? Her name is Delaney, and I think she's in that section right there. Delaney, where are you? Can you just wave at us? That's my friend Delaney. By the way, Chris, she had 8 teeth pulled this week, and she is here anyway. So way to go, Delaney. Come on, can we give
That's pretty strong.
Delaney? Well, I wanted to tell you her story because here in a little while, some of you around the country will get to watch her video as well. But Delaney grew up in a really, really tough environment. And by the time that she was 7, she was already, as a 7-year-old little girl, the primary caretaker of her younger sister. And there was so much abuse and so much misuse in her upbringing. And by the time that she was 7, she was taken away from these abusive parents and put into the foster care system. From there, Delaney would tell you when you see her video, went from home to home. She went from broken promise to broken promise, just like so many of the kids. As a matter of fact, the average child in the foster care system gets passed around 7 different times. That's 7 different times when everything they own is put in a garbage bag and they're told, you're not good enough. You're not going to really last in this relationship. And there is no consistency in your life. And so Delaney was one of those young girls that got bounced around from home to home to home. And when Delaney was about 16 years old, she decided that if this is the way that it's going to be, if it's always going to be letdown after letdown, I don't want to wait till one day I'm 18 and I age out. And she decided that she wasn't going to stick around past 18, that she just didn't really want to live anymore past 18. And at 16, she decided to make that decision because honestly, Chris, that number 18 is such a tragic number for children that know the system has failed them over and over again, but at 18, they graduate out, they age out into a place where they're so left alone. And so knowing that, Delaney knowing that she didn't want to really face that, she came to a decision that she didn't want to stick around at 16, and that brings us to this particular moment, because 3 years ago, CT, 3 years ago to this date, on Good Friday, Chris and Lauren decided that they wanted to take the funding that was raised out of the capital of this event, the proceeds of this event, and they wanted to partner with one of our partners, Tennessee Kids Belong, by making videos with all the proceeds for little boys and little girls and young people just like Delaney that would get a fighting chance when they see how amazing they are through a video. And Delaney, at 16, agreed that she was going to have a video made of her. And out of the funding of 3 years ago to this very date, they used that funding to make a video, and an amazing family from Tennessee, from Middle Tennessee, watched that video, and a few months later decided that was going to be our little girl. And so check this out. 2 weeks before she turned 18, 2 weeks before she said, I'm not aging out, I'm tapping out, they adopted her. And tonight, she's here with her family. And man, what an amazing story. Isn't that incredible? Come on, can we stand in honor of a family who would rescue, of a young girl who wouldn't give up? Delaney. I just want you to say something with me. Hold on. Because Delaney, you represent, keep standing. Delaney, you represent 8,800 little boys and little girls in this state from the foster care system. And we want you to know that we see you. Can we all say to her, we see you. We see you. And we hear you. And we got you. Come on. Can we give it up for her one more time? Isn't that amazing? Man, thank you, Delaney.
That's so good. So this, so we're about to launch something that you're going to hear for the first time. We've been working on this and working on this and working on this, and we're going to launch it with you here. And I thought, what a perfect place, because everything